Hey guys, welcome to the Being Beautifully Honest podcast and channel. Thanks for being here, for being subscribed. If you're not, go ahead and hit that button. And if you're listening on YouTube, hit that like button. It's like walking in the room and hitting that light switch. Let's brighten up the place and get into this podversation. Man, when I tell you, it's a lot. And I know that even though Keke Palmer is a celebrity and used to being in the public eye, this is definitely not something that she is used to being in the public eye about. And you can't go back and change the decisions that you've made, because people can say all day long that they made a mistake. I do believe that people make mistakes, but I do believe a lot of people name things that were decisions, albeit bad decisions, mistakes, because a mistake is writing the wrong date and, getting with someone and having sex with them and, you wound up having a child. That's not a mistake. Maybe it was a bad decision or the wrong person or the wrong time or whatever, but it wasn't a mistake. You didn't just slip up and jump on somebody's penis, or somebody's penis didn't just accidentally slip into someone's vagina. Those are not mistakes. Even if people are drunk or high or on whatever, those are not mistakes. Those were bad choices and bad decisions. And I'm just saying that to preface this, because this is not about tearing Keke down, but I do believe that people should use situations that they learn about, whether it is someone's life who is a celebrity or someone who is in the spotlight, or even if it's someone that you know very well and they're going through a situation, use it as a cautionary tale to help you to not make those same choices and decisions, or to help guide somebody else to say, well, look at what this person's going through. You don't want to go through that. Be careful, whatever. Because I do believe that Keke was involved in an abusive relationship. Now, were there signs before she got with this guy? Possibly. But now that we have a little bit more knowledge and resources, where it's not just the days where you have to hire a private investigator to follow somebody or do background checks on a person to really find out about them. A lot of times, not everyone, because not everyone is on social media, but a lot of times you can research someone on social media just to kind of get a glimpse, at least, of the type of person that they are. And apparently there were a number of things that he has shared or said on social media, which gives people reason to believe that, yeah, there is something wrong with this guy. But there are people that are feeling like Keke is not a victim. And there are even people that felt like her mom didn't do anything about it. I previously spoke about that. And I just feel that as a mother, she was doing the best that she could, and also trying her best not to get too involved, if you will, to drive her daughter away, because there are some people that are prone to do that. If they feel that what they are in is good for them, and the person that really knows them and loves them doesn't agree with them, then they may say, you know what, I'm just not going to be around this person. And sometimes it could cause a wedge in the relationship. And I believe that her mom was doing her best to try to keep her daughter in her life so that she did not drive her away. And I know that has got to be an extremely hard thing. It's already hard being a mom anyway. And sometimes I believe it's harder being mothers to adults than some children, because when they're an adult, you can't control what they do. And that's one of the hard things. I get it as a mother, because I am the mother of one child who is an adult at this point in time. And sometimes you just want to just grab them and make the decisions for their life. But unfortunately, you can't do that. You can't control your children, because they're no longer seen as children. They're adults at this point in time. So you just don't want to be that mother that gets a phone call late at night or early in the morning about something horrible that has happened. So I would never sit here and blame her mom for what was going on. But now a little bit more has been revealed, and apparently she was doing the best that she could, really. And even if it meant her letting Darius know what might be his outcome. And there was a little clip of some audio on the Neighborhood Talk that was shared of a recording that Darius Jackson did of a phone call between him and Keke's mother. We don't know the backstory. We don't know what really caused it to get to that point. But a lot has been revealed, even more so now, about Darius and even Darius's mother. So I'm going to play this little clip really quick, and then I'm going to continue with my commentary.
Motherfucker. Where's my baby? You better watch out. You might get a bullet in your motherfucker. Motherfucker. Where's my baby? You better watch out. You might get a bullet in your motherfucker. Motherfucker. Where's my baby? You better watch out. You might get a bullet in your motherfucker. Motherfucker.
All right, I played the audio about 3 times in a row just so you could really get a gist to hear, in my personal opinion, a little bit of how sadistic he sounds, because it's not so much about the tone of his voice, but it was like something was behind it. And we don't know, again, the backstory as to what got her to the point of saying that, but what we can take from it, and at least what I believe, is this was a situation where he did something to Keke physically, or maybe threatened her in some way verbally, and she let her mom know, and she was probably at the house with the baby, and he was trying to use the baby as leverage to basically say, that's my baby. Where is my baby? And it's sick, and that's one of the reasons why I prefaced this conversation with what I said in terms of making bad choices and bad decisions, because it was a bad choice and a bad decision for her to get with this guy, for one, and two, definitely to have a child with him, because unfortunately she has to deal with him, even with, if she gets a permanent protective order. We don't know yet. It's temporary right now. And honestly, anyone that goes in, you get it temporarily, but it has to be approved in order to have it permanent. And even that doesn't really protect you, because it doesn't stop crazy people from trying. And there have been, unfortunately, people that have still been hurt or even, taken out of here that had restraining orders against people. But anyway, I'm saying all of that to say that now that they have this child together, he is going to do everything that he can, attempt at least, to do everything that he can to, one, definitely have that child, because I believe that if he feels that if he can get either joint, he ain't going to get permanent custody. We already know that, because now that this has happened, and we even though we may not have video footage of him laying hands on her, we do have still camera footage, and some people interpret that differently. But to say you're tussling over phone, why are you trying to get her phone? Like that is even unacceptable. If you asked for it and she said no, you shouldn't be trying to get it. So you're crossing the line. You're crossing boundaries. Like, that should not have even happened. Okay? So to have him saying, where's my baby? And he's recording it. He was setting things in place. He was attempting to set things in place to try to take that child from her. That's what I believe. And now it's come out that Darius Jackson's mom and Keke's mom had some text message exchanges, and that revealed a little bit more than what we knew. So Darius's mom sent a text message to Keke's mom. And I got this from Sandra Rowe's blog. I'll put a link to it so you can read it and read the story. But The text message exchange is, "Hello, Sharon. How are you? I have tried not to get involved in my son's personal business, but I heard that you are going to put a bullet in my son's head. 3 question marks. Well, then now we have to involve the authorities because you don't respect or value yourself. And I can know my son's life." And I'm reading it as she wrote it. I don't know what the heck that's supposed to, what that is supposed to mean. But she continues to say, "You might have to KILL all of us. I will file a police report on you now." And Keke's mom, Sharon, responds to her and says, "Please do not contact me with this ridiculous childish behavior. Your son choked his own sister. Deal with his anger issues. If he attacks my daughter in her own home where she pays the bills, he is trespassing and anything can happen, so he should stay away. You should be very ashamed to have raised a man who fights women." And wow, what a revelation right there, because he choked his own sister. Listen, any brother that would do stuff to their sister, they are sadistic and in any form or manner, whether it's choking your sister out, sexually assaulting them, or doing other things that are going to hurt and harm them. And I've experienced that with my own, which I don't even call him my brother anymore. I have people in my life that I see more as a brother than my own. I don't even like to call it flesh and blood. We just have the same mom and dad. That's it. He's not a brother. But yeah, psychotic, really psychotic. And I mean, I feel for Keke even more now, because to be with someone that would choke their own sister. Apparently, this is stuff that she found out after the fact. Of course it is. But I don't know why anyone would feel that Keke is not a victim or she is overhyping the situation. And I've heard a number of different things, and I've seen a number of different comments where people are just not really here for this situation and they're just like tired of hearing about Keke. Turn it off. But what's happened is what has happened. And listening to that audio of him saying, "Where's my baby? Where's my baby?" To me, it really sounds like he was trying to set things in place to take that child by any means necessary and be the primary caregiver and having Keke pay the bills. And look, to say that Tyler Perry wanted to give some women advice who wanted to be in relationships, but the man is not making as much money as you, then settle for a man who, if they can just pay the light bill, take you out to eat every now and then. He couldn't even pay the light bill. Sharon said, if he attacks my daughter in her own home where she pays the bills, he hasn't kicked in anything. It's just ridiculous. He's a glorified babysitter who isn't getting paid financially in terms of her paying him, but he's benefiting, or he's no longer benefiting financially, living in an amazing home, I'm assuming, having the ability to eat really great, getting screwed every now and then. You know what I mean? I'm just like, wow, he is psychotic. He is psychotic. And I'm glad that they have this text message exchange. This does not make Keke's mom look horrible in my eyesight. Not one iota. Hearing her say, you might get a bullet in your head, that came from something. That's not just some woman who's just trying to get a guy away from their daughter. This came from hurt, anger, frustration, knowing the physical, mental, emotional, verbal abuse that her daughter has had inflicted upon her. And all she could do is be a mom to an adult. she's not the mother of a child, so there's only so much that she can do to control the situation. She can't make her daughter do anything. And unfortunately, victims of abuse do stay in relationships, do keep going back. And most women, not all, but most women who are in abusive relationships, the person is financially more able to handle things than they are. And that is unfortunately one of the reasons why they keep going back. But this goes to show you that it's not always just about the money. It really is a mental and spiritual thing. There are spiritual soul ties where that's why I don't understand these people that just are screwing any and everybody. Your body is a temple. We are spiritual beings inhabiting a human body, this human flesh that dies and, it disintegrates. But our spirit lives on. Our spirit lives forever. And you're just having sex with all of these different people. You have all of these soul ties. People may not believe that stuff, but it's a real thing. And I'm saying that to say that Keke had this soul tie with this guy that kept her hanging on, even though things were transpiring that she knew was not good for her. But obviously she was making the attempts to leave, and it usually does take people multiple attempts. Not everyone is just like, as soon as that person slams their hand on them or however they do something, they're like, oh, that's it, I'm out, I'm done. It's easier said than done. It always is. I wish it wasn't that way, but unfortunately it is. So I believe Keke's mom deserves some credit. I don't find anything that she said to him wrong. And she even revealed a little bit more about him in that text message exchange that they shared. Meaning Darius, he shared the audio, and Sharon shared the text message exchange between herself and his mom. And it's just like, yeah, she tried as much as she could. And I'm sure Keke will be happy when her name is no longer in this news cycle, because it's not a good feeling to be in the news cycle, especially when it comes to things like this, because that's also one of the things that holds people back from stepping out. They feel low. They feel like a failure. They feel embarrassed. They don't want anyone talking about them. They don't want to be seen as weak. And we know that Keke, she's come across as very intelligent, bright, smart, intelligent, all of those things. So you don't want anyone saying things like, girl, what's wrong with her? She must be dumb to stay with that. People say stuff like that, but unfortunately, we can't help the things that people say about us. We can't help what people think about us. You just have to let them talk, let them think, and you just do what you have to do. So I'm really happy that she has done what she has needed to do at this point in time. And I just pray that she just continues in this vein and just like, I am done. And we don't ever hear about her and him being as a couple ever again. I don't at least think that's going to happen, but you just really never know. But I believe that she's to the point right now where she's done. I really hope and pray so. But yeah, a lot has been revealed. And in my personal opinion, I believe that he was trying to make an attempt to try to get that child. If it wasn't just joint custody, primary custody, where he was going to get a check. And I'm glad that that is not going to happen, because at this point in time, I don't foresee that ever happening for him. So it's a wrap. So he needs to get his life together, get some help, and get a job and live the life that you are able to afford to live, because Keke can't afford you anymore. And that's it. So anyway, guys, let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Thank you for being here, for liking and subscribing. I'm Beth, just being beautifully honest. So until the next time, I wanted to keep it brief, beautiful, and now I'm going to say bye.